What's happening, people? Happy Friday to you. I salute from Nocturnal Thoughts. What's happening? What's going on? Yo, gotta make a real quick video talking about Gervonta Tank Davis. You know, everybody's still talking about this situation since he got caught on camera at an event where he obviously, you know what I'm saying, was not getting any act right out of his baby's mother. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he was, you know what I'm saying, suggesting for her to do, she wasn't being very submissive to that. So in the video, you can see him snatching her up by the collar, like he tried to swipe the phone, slap the phone out her hand, yank her up out her seat, turn her, and force her out the exit door. And you know, I can't remember even what video I first watched that on, but I scrolled through the comments, and in the comments you heard mixed feedback in the comments. And as always, some people just say some things that personally I don't agree with. And then, you know, I watched a couple of the videos that was talking about the situation, that their thoughts on it kind of synchronized with my thoughts a little bit. But at the end of the day, everybody got their own opinion. And you know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, man, I'm not gonna be throwing stones, man. And I'm not gonna be trying to judge people at the end of the day either. You know what I'm saying? That man has to live his life, and that's a you problem. You know what I mean? That's not a me problem. But at the end of the day, if I'm talking out here to this YouTube world, all I can try to do is say something that can help other people. If they look at the same situation and they have any kind of difficulty digesting or analyzing or coming up with a thought of anything they can learn from, then that's what I'm here for. My Nocturnal Thoughts is basically to give you more of a layman's description, but a gentleman and a masculine, a man's opinion on a real subject. You know what I'm saying? Because we all, nobody's perfect. We walk and talk in contradictions. You know what I'm saying? We walk and talk in cliches. We a product of our environment sometimes. But it's as a man, as you get older, man, you got to put away childish things, and you have to grow, and you have to learn how to differentiate between good judgment, poor judgment, and everything in between. So anyway, with Gervonta Tank Davis, and trust me, I already got my kids. I'm not nobody's dad. You know what I'm saying? You do what you want to do. This is just my opinion. You can do whatever you want. But Gervonta Tank Davis snatching up his old lady and, you know what I'm saying, forcing her out of this building in front of an audience. You can see the reaction on some of the people's face, like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? And then you could read through. It's just not a good visual. It's just not good for the optics. And like I said, he who is without sin cast the first stone. I'm not casting stones. I'm just trying to put another type of energy out here that's not as negative or necessarily positive. I don't condemn and I don't condone. All I can do is offer some guidance. Let me take me some agua, some H2O. Man. So I reflect. I remember, you know, one of the first Muhammad Ali movies I watched was King of Kings. And this was when Muhammad Ali was still young enough to play himself. He didn't need Will Smith to do it. And he played himself, and he basically was a self-documented movie of his career up until, I believe, up until the George Foreman fight. But there was a point in time in Muhammad Ali's career where he was switching over into this Muslim. He changed his name from Cassius Clay into Muhammad Ali. The problem was his wife, I believe it was his second wife. I believe in the movie with Will Smith, it was his second wife played by Jada Smith. But, you know, I was watching Kings of Kings, and this was a long, long time ago. I was a kid. And his second wife she was a, you know what I'm saying, I want to say she was a concubine, but she was more a party lifestyle girl, as he was too when they first met. But he was switching his life into this Muslim lifestyle, which had order, had culture, it had rules and regulations, and he was trying to convert her into this Muslim lifestyle, and she wasn't going for it, and she put up all kinds of adversity. She put up all kinds of resistance, and it showed in the movie where he had to kind of chase her out of the house one time at a party because she just was acting. She wasn't giving him no act right. So, you know, very similar to a Gervonta Tank Davis situation where you and your spouse aren't seeing eye to eye, and you know, excuse me, being aggressive and being physical and not having the proper tools to handle the situation correctly. You know what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali even got out of pocket, got off of his square, and he eventually realized that it wasn't going to work out. Got divorced, and he moved on and found him a wife that was more compatible, that was actually believing in the same things religious wise that he was believing in, that was a Muslim and knew how to honor her husband. And you think about like even Floyd Money Mayweather, who is sort of Gervonta Tank Davis's advisor in the game of boxing, where he has a plethora of knowledge, and Gervonta Tank Davis should just be soaking all that game up from that source of knowledge, that deep well of boxing knowledge in and outside of the ring. It seems like to me Gervonta Tank Davis is just hard-headed though. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have that type of a mentality where he wants to soak up as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he's listening to the wrong person and soaking up the wrong game. Shouts out to He Knows His Sports, and I believe his co-host name is Tom Ross. But they made so many good points on their live they did the other night, talking about how Gervonta Tank Davis might be having AB in his ear a little too much to hear Mayweather clear. But anyways, but we had Mayweather even in his adolescence, when he was still becoming into the knowledge of himself. He was making mistakes with baby mamas, and we see what that led him into, where he had to, you know what I'm saying, he had to do some time, he had to pay some fines. But the list goes on. When it comes to this situation, this is not an isolated, brand new situation. And especially when you're talking about aggressive guys, young guys that's new to money, new to fame, and new to having so much on their shoulders, which is no excuse for Gervonta Tank Davis or any other man. There's no excuse for you to lose your cool and put your hands on a woman unless it's in self-defense. And even then, you can restrain this woman without causing her physically. If my wife was to attack me, if I wasn't able to just flip her and grab her and hold her down until she calmed down, then I'm less of a man, in my opinion. If I have to actually handle her the same way I would handle one of these dudes on the street that would approach me in a violent way, where I feel like, oh look, let me go ahead and not play around with this dude and put some of that Deontay Wilder type of, you know what I'm saying, 1-2s on him. Anyways, but you had, you know, Floyd Money Mayweather out there was making mistakes. Everybody's talking about in comparison to Gervonta Tank Davis. They like, hold up, what about Sergey Kovalev? You know what I'm saying? His violations, his situation is far out. You know what I'm saying? Out. What's the good word? His situation far outweighs what we have evidence on this little tape with Gervonta Tank Davis. We got where Sergey Kovalev actually, you know what I'm saying, was causing bodily damage, you know what I'm saying, neck, ribs, pet injured, so on and etc. You hear people talking about, well, wait a minute, what about Conor McGregor and his latest antics where he's punching old men and doing this, that, and the third? You know, I look at it all, you know what I'm saying? I look at the Ray Rice situation. I look at, even I remember, you know, watching James Brown. James Brown had a movie that came out. And I know this ain't boxing, but James Brown, when he had his movie came out, the same young cat that played the Black Panther played James Brown in his, you know what I'm saying, his life story. And he was with Jill Scott. And he was putting on pause on Jill Scott, you know what I'm saying? This is one of those things where I feel like when it comes to a young brother from the hood or from any kind of improper background in their youth, you know what I'm saying? Any kind of mental deficiencies they might have, and especially when you're talking about dealing with relationships and women, any kind of deficiencies you might have, and these things get exploited in the eye of the media, it's definitely could be the end of his career. But I'm saying you got all these great people: Muhammad Ali, James Brown, Floyd Money Mayweather. The list really goes on and on and on. These guys that have situations in their past. If you learn from it, if you grow from it, if you start making better decisions from it, then you can, you know what I'm saying, redeem yourself. And not that you have to, you know what I'm saying, be fake for the media. It's just as a man, you gonna make mistakes as a boy. You know what I'm saying? When you a boy, you gonna make mistakes. As you become a man, your life should be all about correcting those mistakes and correcting the balance in your life, and then passing that down to the next generation and passing it down to your sons and to your daughters. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not judging this young dude. What he did wasn't cool, and it shows a deficiency in his mentality. It shows a juvenile mind state, and like he knows his sport says, is shows a such sort of a beta male mentality where you can't control yourself and you can't control your woman. So, you know, those are things that you're going to have to improve on. And I know you probably, you know what I'm saying, getting a lot of people that's going to use this to try to completely burn you down, but you caused it for yourself. And you know what I'm saying, you got to be able to accept all that consequences and repercussions, and you got to grow from it. Take your lashes. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you might not ever take an L inside the ring. Like Floyd Money Mayweather was 49-0. He never took an L in the ring, but he took some L's outside the ring. And that might be Gervonta Tank Davis in this situation. You know what I'm saying? He might not take an L in the ring. But at the end of the day, man, life is not all about what goes on in the box, in the square circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, this could be a major L to your career. They're trying to turn you into this superstar. You want to be a superstar for the right reasons, for the craft that you spend your life dedicated to. You don't need to be famous for being on some Billy D. Williams, Code 45, Ike and Tina Turner, Eat the Cake LMA type stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Grow, learn. You make a mistake, reflect on it and fix it. But don't get caught up in it, and don't let it grow and fester and then, you know what I'm saying, turn you into a monster, because it can go both ways. You on the scale right now and it's tipping towards the negative. You need to make the right improvements so that you can balance out your life. Because next thing you know, if this baby mama end up with black eyes, you know what I'm saying, cracked ribs, then you're going to get everything snatched from you. Your kids going to get snatched. Your money going to get snatched. Your career going to get snatched. Just the same way you snatched her up out that damn stadium, the whole way your whole career going to get snatched up out your damn future. So, it's like they say way back in the day, man, check yourself before you wreck yourself. To have a good Friday. It's Nocturnal Thoughts. I salute. Peace.